This is a video. I'm going to teach a little bit about the concepts. These are jazz chord change and linear improvisational ideas for 2, 5, 1, 6 dominant chords. And I'm going to explain a little of the conceptual ideas behind it first. You can call it theory if you want to, but it's basically just the ideas that are used. This is a very specific set of changes. I'm going to teach it in 3 boxes. So we're going to emphasize chords and scales that accompany in one box for a 2 chord to the 5/7 chord. The 5/7 chord is going to be alt in this case. And then we're going to go to the 1 major 7 chord and then to the 6 dominant chord. You've heard this a bazillion times before, and the reason I'm showing this is because it shows up in so much music. And we'll do it in the key of G, A minor, and it's a D7, but we're going to do an alt to 1 major 7 to the 6 dominant chord, which in this case is going to be an E7, but we're going to do E7 flat 9, and you'll see why in a little while. Flat 9 is a common alteration of a 5 chord. So in this sequence you've got a dominant chord that's called an alt that has 1 set of tensions, and then another dominant chord built on the 6 of the key of G, which has a different set of tensions. It's just a dominant 7 flat 9, not a fully altered chord, but a dominant chord with a flat 9 in it. Okay, so I'm going to show you an overview of it, and then I'm going to try to keep these down to 10-minute lessons. I'll show you an overview of what we're going to cover, and then I'll maybe do a couple of lessons that are a little more specific. I may get moderately specific in this one. Let's talk about just the changes first. Key of G major. If you were to build chords out to the 7 in G major, you would have, and staying within the key again, G major 7, A minor 7, that's the 2, B minor 7, that's the 3, C major 7, that's the 4, D7, which is the 5, E minor 7, which is the 6, and then F sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is the 7. Now those are built on, that's a chord staying within the key of G major, meaning the note set of G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, and then chords built out to the 4th note, to the 7th of the chord, built on each scale tone. That's diatonic harmony. Once you know that, things start to fall into place, and you begin to be able to hear tensions that other types of harmony bring in that play against a major note set, or a very not tense sound, which is a major scale, G major. So that's that sound of G major. What we're going to do here is we're going to start on the 2 chord, A minor 7. We're going to play a D7 alt. In this case, the exact voicing I'm going to use is basically, which is an A flat 9 chord, A flat dominant with a 9 added. That is the tritone substitution of the D7. Here's the D7, and here's the A flat 9, and that creates the sound that the alt 5 chord creates linearly. And then the 1 chord, G major 7, and then we're going to play an E7 flat 9, which really, the theory or the concept behind that is an E7 chord, which is basically that sound, which is an E7. If you go up a half step to an F and build a diminished chord, and you overlay that diminished chord on the E7 sound, you end up with a dominant 7 flat 9 sound. So basically, again, this is just for you people who want to understand it, a diminished scale, a diminished chord is built in minor third, minor third, minor third, minor third. Well, because it's what's called symmetrical, if you go up a minor third, it's the same chord, up another minor third, same chord, and up another minor third, it's another minor third. I mean, another diminished four-note chord, whatever I was saying. Basically, the idea is those are all the same diminished chord, basically, in different inversions. Well, if you play a diminished scale on that diminished chord, slide up a minor third, slide up another minor third, and up another minor third, those are also all basically the same scale. As a side note, a diminished scale has basically two modes. We have whole half. Right now I'm playing a G sharp diminished. And then you have half whole. Go up a whole step and play half step, whole step. Same scale, starting on two different notes. So the theory behind it is we're going to use that diminished sound to flavor an E7 flat 9. So you got 2, 5, 1, 6. But we're going to color them a little differently. 2, 5, 1, 6. So that's the. Now you could turn this change around, by the way, kind of do it in a more of a salty dog type of thing, which isn't exactly the changes. There's a minor rather than an A7, and you could start on the 1, E7, A minor, D7alt, and those. This is just a set of changes that goes round and round and round and round and round. You can practice on it all day long. Okay. We're 7 minutes into this first lesson. I'm going to get out of this in a couple of minutes. Let's look at the first box. There's going to be 3 boxes that this happens in. The first box is very, very recognizable to you guys. A minor, A flat 9, or a D7alt, and that's the first box. The second box, we're going to go up and play a minor chord. So this is really a minor chord starting on the 3rd, and it's got a 9 in it. So that's the first, the 2 chord. The 5 alt chord is to the 1 chord, starting with on the 3rd, and then turn that into a diminished chord. So the same thing. Listen to these sounds. Same sets of changes, different inversion. The third box is going to be starting down here. We can actually do it up here. I'll just try it up here so you can see it a little better. A minor 11. That's an A minor 11 down on the first. So and up here, you're playing an octave higher. Then the alt chord is then G major 7. You can play it with the 7 in the bass, or with the 7 up top. And then, what some people call that G sharp diminished, which it is, just like this is, just like this is. Those are all G sharp diminished, but they're also the other 4 notes. They're G sharp diminished, B diminished, D, and F diminished. So again, the last one. So those are the 3 boxes. Okay, I'm going to come back in video 2 and get a little more detailed.